There is some terrible silver stacking advice going on right now about participating in an upcoming silver raid, and I'm going to get into this right now. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to Empire Precious Metals. Stormy here. If you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a guy in a bucket talking about precious metals. So make sure you blast that subscribe button and get the bell notification clicked. That way you get updated with any new content. Yes, my friends, it looks like we are starting to hear some chatter again about silver raids. There's a effort that is underway trying to get people to participate in an upcoming silver raid on May 15th of 2022. Those of you new to stacking and also those of you that are veterans to stacking might recall that last year around this time, February of 2021, there was a silver raid and there were people that were pumping this silver raid trying to get people that are into stacking or were thinking about stacking to go out, buy precious metals, in particular silver, and try to push the silver spot price up. However, the problem is what these individuals don't realize is that the spot price of silver is not tied to the precious metals physical bullion prices that a lot of us in the stacking community are buying on a constant basis. I'm going to get into this. I have specific articles, videos, and everything like that that's showing all of you why one thing does not correlate with another. And then we're going to get back into who the different channels are that are pumping this BS and why this does not work and why you should avoid this type of thing. So before we start discussing why precious metals raids such as silver raids don't work, you have to understand the difference between spot price, physical price. You also have to know how future commodity contracts work, and you need to know about the COMEX, and then we will talk about why the silver squeezes do not work. First of all, spot price. How is that calculated? Spot price of silver is determined by the forward month's futures contract with the most volume, and we'll talk about what futures are in just a second. At times, this contract can be the current month, or it might be 2 or more months out in time. Futures contracts exist to provide commodity producers and end users and price speculators a way to potentially and respectively manage price risk, buy and take future delivery of goods, or bet on commodities price rise or fall. Okay, now, what is a futures contract? Futures contracts are legally binding agreements for delivery of gold or silver at an agreed-upon price in the future. A futures exchange standardizes the contracts as to the quantity, quality, time, and place of delivery. Only the price is variable. So now that you understand what futures contracts are, and that those futures contracts are the indicators of what the spot prices are, now you can understand that spot price is different than physical dealer markups, the stuff that all of us in the stacking community purchase. Physical silver, physical gold, the stuff that we keep in our homes, in our safes, in our safe deposit boxes, under the mattresses, wherever you're hiding your silver. All of that stuff is totally different, okay? And we on this channel have been talking about this for a long time, and there are other like-minded channels out there who understand this stuff. Now, the precious metals that you are buying have a lot of different things worked into it, okay? You have dealer markups. You have the prices in what the refiners paid the miners and what the refiners are getting paid from the mints. And then you have the retailers that are purchasing from the mints, and then you have the consumers that are buying from the retailers. So all of these different things, you have dealer markups, you have shipping and insurance of the coins and bars, you have marketing, customer service, storage, office and warehouse expenses, labor, the list goes on and on. That is what is affecting the precious metals prices. And including that, you have just the bullion supply chain. So, before we get into the silver squeezes too, here we have the COMEX. Now the COMEX, you've heard this term being used. The COMEX is the primary futures and options market for trading metals such as gold, silver, copper, aluminum. COMEX is an abbreviation of the exchange's full name, the Commodity Exchange Inc. And COMEX merged with New York Mercantile Exchange in *94, became the platform responsible for its metal trading. Now here's what you need to understand. Okay, it's the world's largest futures and options trading for metals. The metals futures are mostly used for hedging and are not typically delivered, okay? Those futures contracts, they're not going to wind up into actual physical metals being delivered. And also, the COMEX does not supply metals, but instead acts as an intermediary. Let's scroll down here. It's not to say that a trader or hedger cannot take delivery of physical metals through the COMEX, but less than 1% of trades actually go to delivery. So sometimes you're going to hear people say, oh, buy all this silver, and then you're going to break the COMEX, and then you're going to cause the COMEX to not have enough silver on hand. That's not how it works. Okay? So when you look over here at why the silver squeeze did not work, commodities market doesn't work like the stock market, okay? There's all this information in here. I kind of don't want to get into it, but basically these, again, are future positions, in fact, for hedging, and it basically talks about the fact that total short positions is 116,717 contracts at this time. Note that each contract is for 5,000 ounces of silver. So it gives you all this information as to why these squeezes do not work. Okay, completely, utterly useless. And I will also include a video link over here to this video talking about the physical silver price and demand detached from the COMEX. Now, the terrible advice that's being given by one channel in particular, they are saying to go participate in this raid on May 15th. Go out, buy silver, buy as much as you possibly can. And in hopes of making the silver spot price shoot up. Now, again, that is not going to do anything to the spot price. All you are doing is you are cleaning inventory out of stock, out of the shelves of these various online retailers, and you're going to have them increase prices of the silver products that they are offering. Now, the other issue I have with this particular channel is just the very next day after posting a video telling everybody, go out, do this silver raid, go out and buy all this silver. Let's try to move the spot price, even though it has nothing to do with the bullion prices. But let's go and buy up all this silver. The very next day, this channel posts a video talking about how when silver prices tank, it's like getting a Christmas gift. It's like opening up a Christmas present. What a glorious thing. Back the truck up and buy as much silver as you possibly can when there are these huge falls in silver spot price. Take advantage of these opportunities. So here's the thing. Which is it? Do you want the spot prices to skyrocket, or do you want the spot prices to drop? And that way you can buy more silver. Doesn't really make a lot of sense how you can have one video on one day saying to go buy as much silver to get the prices as high as possible, but then the very next day you post a video talking about how awesome it is when silver prices tank and how that's a great opportunity to buy silver. Now, I've got a little skin in the game when it comes to buying and selling of silver. A lot of people familiar with the channel know that I buy and sell silver regularly, on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, on my website and here on YouTube and also on Instagram. For me, it would only benefit me as a reseller for the prices of silver to skyrocket. And when I say the prices of silver, I'm talking about the prices of bullion, because I buy the silver at a low price and then I sell at a higher price, right? Buy low, sell high. So for me, theoretically, I would think this would be a great thing, right? If we could get the various bullion dealers to increase their prices and make it difficult for people to get actual physical silver for a short window of time. However, I hate it. Just like a lot of you who are like-minded individuals, I hate when the precious metals prices become too expensive or price people out of different coins or bars that they want to purchase because the bullion dealers are just putting too high of a premium on their items. For me, I prefer prices to be in the toilet. I could buy at a lower rate, at a lower price, and then I can sell higher, but also at a lower price. It's a lot easier for me to sell silver at $40 an ounce than it is selling it at $80 an ounce. So I would much rather see the prices drop. It's good for everybody, in my opinion. The only time that it's bad, in my opinion, when the precious metals prices are low is when you are looking to exit out of your precious metals holdings. So for me personally, I've got another 20 years, 25 years of work ahead of me before I can retire. So for me, all this time, I want precious metals to stay as low as possible, because when it comes to the year of, retirement for me, that's when I want to see precious metals to skyrocket. That's when I want to exit out of my silver, out of my gold. Okay? So my other problem that I have with this too is that I recall on the day of this silver raid, I happened to be in my local coin shop and I saw an older woman walk in with all of these gold maple leafs, and she asked to trade them in for silver. And to me, I feel like you never do that. Some people do the gold silver ratio. I don't. That's for another video. But to me, I feel like silver is a means to stacking gold. To me, silver is something that you buy and sell in order to accumulate more gold. That's the end game. And so when I saw this woman, it was on this day for the silver raid that everybody was doing, the silver squeeze. She took in all these gold maple leafs and she asked to liquidate them for silver. And the coin shop that I was at was more than happy to oblige, because they knew exactly what was going to happen. They knew that they would be able to sell that silver at a much higher rate because of the hysteria. And then they would be able to trade and get that gold for even cheaper. And then they knew that when the dust settled the day or two after, or even a few days after, that they would then see the prices of silver come down, that they naturally would on all the bullion retailer sites, and that they would be able to then also mark up that gold. Bad move. So there are channels out there that are giving some horrible advice. I would make sure that you read and look at the articles that I'm posting down below in the description to get a better understanding of the whole silver squeeze and what the COMEX is and how futures operate and all that stuff, and how bullion is the bullion prices are not tied to the spot prices. You need to really understand that to understand that these silver raids don't work. And then also make sure that you do your due diligence when you're looking and taking advice from some of these channels that are saying, hooray, let's try to increase the prices as far as we can on silver, and then the very next day post how it's important for the precious metals to go down. That should send a flag up to you. That should, illustrate to you that the person is just flip-flopping just to get clicks and views. Anyway, I'm curious as to what your thoughts are on the whole silver raid BS. Let me know in the comments down below. I've had enough of this crap. And I would like to quickly thank these elite channel supporters. And if you haven't already become a channel member, please check out the awesome perks and join today. With that, this is Empire Precious Metals. Until next time, long live the Empire.